Diablo 3 has gone through more rigorous iterations since its release than nearly any big-budget game in recent memory. Even with its high-impact combat and beautiful artwork, there were plenty of fans, myself included, who took issue with many of its design choices, like the lack of stat allocation or the abysmal drop rates. Improving it has been a step-by-step process, but the upcoming expansion, Reaper of Souls, feels more like a giant barbarian leap in the right direction so far. Let's start with the obvious. There's a new hero class in town known as the Crusader, and there's an extra story chapter to go along with him. It'll be some time until I see what he plays like at the new level cap of 70, but his early life holds promise. Fans of Diablo 2's old Paladin class will love how he utilizes his shield for both offense and defense, but he looks just as comfortable with a lumbering two-handed flail. Players looking for a tanky bruiser with a talent for crowd control and survivability will find much to like here. As for the new story, it's a bit early to tell, but you can expect the same broad, vague motivations and hokey dialogue, though the setting definitely helps make up for it. Without getting into spoilers, let's just say Westmarch has fallen on hard times, and its subdued color palette is reflective of that. It falls more in line with the dark, dreary feel of Diablo 3's predecessors, a fact that I'm sure many series purists will be pleased with. Something else that old-school Diablo fans will dig is the newly reworked Paragon system. Now, instead of Paragon levels adding to your magic find, they give spendable points in a variety of categories, finally allowing you to have direct input into your character's stats. Enhance your movement speed so you don't have to wait for it to roll on a new set of boots. Augment your resource generation to complement a mana-hungry build, or stack dodge and bring back the Dodge Monk. At long last, these are decisions you actually get to make again. You know, like in an actual RPG. These points are account-wide, so all of your characters get them, and you can distribute them differently on each. The other big change is the newly added Adventure Mode, which blows the game wide open by providing waypoint access to every act and area in Diablo 3, giving you free reign to seamlessly slay where you want without having to jump out of your session and make a new one. Bounty missions give you bonus objectives to complete at key locations, providing focus and incentive. If you feel like a good old-fashioned dungeon crawl, you can use gate keys to open up randomly generated dungeons, providing hours of randomized killing and looting with a boss battle at the end, netting potentially big rewards. As great as all of that is, there are plenty more, even subtler tweaks that transform Diablo 3 further. New elite monster affixes like Orbiter and Poison Enchanted are both visually interesting and fun to fight against. The cool Nephilim Orb power-up from the console version has made its way over, and the new enemies, like this Corpse Raiser, are some of the series' finest. And even then, that's without saying a word about the new Mystic Artisan and how she freshens up the loot and crafting systems, or the myriad of new and reworked skills for the 5 returning classes. Factor in the imminent closing of the auction houses, and you have a game that, in the best ways, barely resembles the one that launched in May of last year. So that's an overview of how Reaper of Souls is transforming the Diablo 3 experience, but keep an eye out for more in-depth pieces about many of these new features right here at IGN.